So we bought in the communities that we bought in because we were looking for cash flow. Specifically, we wanted to create that cash flow for me to leave my job and for my husband to eventually leave his job. And what we didn't realize was that when you are buying for cash flow, and we realize this in hindsight, but what it means is typically you're buying in a market where there is little to no appreciation year over year. And you're typically buying buildings that are in a somewhat distressed state. So if your pockets are not deep enough where you can take those buildings, do the renovations and repairs, take care of that deferred maintenance, then you almost end up buying something that will just every time you turn around, there's another bill. Every time you turn around, there's, plumbing that needs to be addressed, or there's foundation, or there's roof, or
Yeah.
there's whatever it is. You need to have, if you're going to go for those cash flowing buildings, you need to have the deeper pockets to bring them up to a certain standard right from the beginning, because otherwise you're always trying to play catch up.
Yeah. Now, did you guys do this on your own or did you involve other investors or joint venture partners?
We bought the first kind of chunks on our own. Most of New Brunswick was on our own, and then some of the ones in Kirkland Lake. But you kind of reach a point where you're not able to qualify anymore.
Yeah.
So we definitely did bring in partners over time. And then with my rent to own company, I always worked with partners as well. Um, I found it just gave you the ability or the opportunity to be able to grow so much faster.
Yeah.
But just because you can doesn't mean you should. I think you touched on something really important earlier when you said, growing too quickly. There's a lot of people who, they haven't even closed on a building and they've already moved on to the next one. They haven't set up the systems and the processes, which is kind of what I'm really dedicated to now, which is if you want to scale, that's amazing. Put the systems and processes in place first and then
Yeah.
test them as you grow. Don't try and look backwards to recreate something that should have been created before you even closed on a property.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes perfect sense. And I think when it comes down to it, a lot of these companies didn't have the appropriate foundation